I'm here to speak to you about endurance through innovation. I'm a third-generation printer, and my grandfather and father before me had to endure many challenges in order for us to have the business we have today, and also for us to be the leaders in our industry. When my grandfather first started out in this business, I don't think he had any inclination that his dream would have continued and reached as far as it has. My dad joined the business in 1962 when my grandfather got ill. It was the only means of the family to have support. The crazy thing was, my dad had no knowledge of printing whatsoever. So here I am to share with you today how Phoenix Printer Limited has endured local and overseas competition, harsh economic times, and emerged a stronger and leaner, more competitive force because of its nurturing and embracing of a culture of hard work and innovation. Every innovation embraced by Phoenix Printer Limited was designed to meet and exceed our customers' expectations. Phoenix Printer Limited understands the value of continuously striving to improve upon yesterday's performance. Let me give you a little history. When we first started, Phoenix was situated at Mark Lane. It was an old wooden two-story building, about 500 square feet. The office was about 15 square feet. There were 2 filing cabinets, which were made up of a 5-inch circular piece of wood with an 8-inch piece of sharpened wire coming out of the center. One was for bills and the other was for general mail. The production area was just as small. We had a staff complement of 10, 9 men and 1 woman. All the equipment was manual. Whenever they got a delivery of paper, it was deposited on the sidewalk, and along with other staff members, my dad had to lift it onto their shoulders and carry it up a narrow spiral staircase into the stockroom, which was on the 2nd floor. And when they needed to use the paper for jobs, the reverse had to be done. By 1965, my dad had run out of space and thus bought 2 lots of land on the old Jewish burial ground on Church Street and erected a building on 1 lot. In 1968, they took occupancy of this building. Within a few months, he introduced the IBM composing typewriter, which at the time was state-of-the-art. And this enabled them to move from the manual composing to paste ups. A year later, he bought a single-color offset press so that he could run 4-color work, 1 color at a time. As the business grew in 1973, they built on the 2nd lot of land and bought their first second-hand 2-color press in 1975 to meet the growing demand for color work. One day in September, my dad went for lunch, and on his return, he found out there was a fire in his absence. Now, there were no cell phones then, so no one could call him. So he had to clean up and salvage what he could because the business had to continue. Everything came to a halt for a couple of weeks. Well, like the Phoenix, my dad rose from the ashes and in 1985 moved to our current location on East Street, which was formerly the Times Printery. In 1989, I joined my dad officially, having graduated from college with a degree in management. In 1992, I started Digital Prepress, which was established as a subsidiary company primarily to handle all the pre-production work for the printery, as most of this prep work was being done overseas at the time. We bought our first computer, and this was the beginning of the change of prepress work from manual to computer. Phoenix continued to grow from strength to strength. And in 1996, we acquired our first 4-color press. And in 2001, we bought a 5-color press. In 2002, we started printing school books for an alliance of teachers. And these were all single-color books when it first started out. These books were to be printed on an annual basis. And as of the 2nd year, they were printed on a 4-color press. In order to keep up with the demand, we needed more space and more productive equipment. So we added an additional 5,000 square feet onto the adjoining lot to accommodate the purchase of a 40-inch 4-color press in 2006. In the same year, we purchased the assets and re-employed the employees of Stevenson's lithopress. Their specialty was book printing, so this enhanced our expertise in this field. And here we are today, a strong, independent, family-owned business which has evolved over 5 decades into a full-service commercial printing company, providing solutions to entities in virtually every economic sector on the island of Jamaica and its regions. With a staff complement of 88, the leader in our industry, we have certainly lived up to our name and risen from the ashes. Our facility brings together a wealth of training and experience in printing with modern state-of-the-art innovative equipment and technology within a 29,000 square foot operation in order to deliver a fully integrated commercial, pre-press, print, finishing, binding, and delivery service to our demanding customers. Over the last 10 years, the industry has changed even more drastically, and this change continues at a rapid pace, primarily due to the proliferation of computer technology. Digital printing is now an integral part of the industry, and computer to press would naturally be the next step forward. So, in 2012, we acquired our first digital press. Our pre-press capabilities are fully digital and are constructed around our powerful and highly advanced digital workflow, which incorporates color management, imposition, and image processing engines. The most important path of our growth is not only the ability to have a vision in moving forward, but to have a team of people who are with you along the journey. Phoenix has never had a high turnover of staff, and I think this is due to the fact that we train our production team on a regular basis. We enhance the abilities of our team leaders by sending them on courses so that they're able to keep abreast of the changes in the industry. We also go to trade shows so that we can see what direction the industry is going, so that we can always be on the cutting edge. To keep our clients happy, we also have to add value to their business. And if and when it is necessary, we partner with other members of the industry to get the job done. The alliances that the company has built with its preferred suppliers ensures that Phoenix remains exposed to all the innovations and emergent technologies which will continue to add value to its service and support of its customers' needs now and into the future. Thank you. I'm going to show you a short film which will just kind of give you a visual of where we're coming from and where we're heading. Thank you.
See it again.
One was a duplicator and the other was a second-hand Heidelberg platen press that was about 30 years old. In 1967, he purchased 2 Davidson presses. However, the building that they were currently in could not accommodate anything more, so he purchased 2 lots of land on Church Street on what used to be the old Jewish cemetery and erected a building on 1 lot. Within a few months, he introduced an IBM composing typewriter, which enabled us to move from the manual composing to paste-ups. In 1973, based on lack of space, he built on the 2nd lot, and in 1975, he acquired a 2-color press in order to keep up with the demands of the color work. Phoenix Printery had a fire in 1978. He recovered from the fire and grew from strength to strength, and in 1985, like the Phoenix, he rose from the ashes and moved on to our now current location, where we have continued to grow exponentially. Well, in 1989, I joined my dad full-time when I came back from school. After a while, we started Digital Prepress, of which I am managing director.
Digital Prepress was established as a subsidiary company primarily to handle the prep work for the printery. We bought our first computer for graphics in 1990, and this was the beginning of the change of prepress work from manual to digital. In 1996, we acquired our first 4-color press, and in 2001, we bought our first 5-color press. Digital printing is now an integral part of the industry, and computer to press was the only way forward. So, in 2012, we purchased the Xerox CP1000, the first digital press of its kind in the Caribbean. With the CP1000, we have the competitive edge, which benefits both parties. We are also able to offer something that no one else can: clear dry ink. What is clear dry ink, you may ask? With clear dry ink, you can apply a clear effect, so you can address specific areas of your printed piece or flood the entire sheet, enabling you to highlight images for visual variety, making them pop off the page. Digital Prepress prides itself on quality and efficiency and is determined to continue this track record of excellence. The company's staff, a cohort of carefully selected and regularly trained individuals, is second to none. Boasting one of the quickest turnaround times in the business, we can deliver our clients' requests, sometimes in less than 24 hours. Digital Prepress is miles ahead of the competition, providing state-of-the-art quality finished product from idea to impact. We continue to innovate in a quest to ensure that Jamaica and the Caribbean keeps pace with the global trends in the print industry.